Rangers, we are led to believe, are closing in on what could be, on paper at least, a statement signing.
Aye, I mean, there's a lot of positivity. Rangers-wise, no, Daniel, the exact opposite of everything that Mick's just described. It usually is that way with the old firm, isn't it? So, Scove Olsen, I mean, I think when this idea was first kind of floated, Rangers looked upon it as maybe a kind of long shot. I think they looked at the kind of figures that might be involved. They've clearly got a kind of list of wide players. Danny Rowe's looking for another wide player. There's several players on it, and I think probably Scove Olsen will be at the top or near the top. And they've went for it, and by all accounts, with talks kind of progressing and accelerating, as you say, in the last kind of 24, 48 hours, it now looks like they've got a real chance of getting this guy in on loan for 6 months, but not just that. They're actually they're trying to negotiate with Wolfsburg to get a deal done to buy him in the summer. And look, there's never any guarantees with players, as we know, but this one, given his pedigree and his kind of history and his profile, if they get this done, get it over the line, especially if they can tie him up in the summer, it would appear to be a kind of real statement of intent for Rangers for the rest of this season, certainly, because he's on his day, he's a top player. I think 40 caps for Denmark, excellent with Bologna and Serie A, even better with Club Bruges in Belgium before getting that big move to Wolfsburg. I think it was 12 million quid. So now Rangers have been working hard on this. I think it's one that at the start, as I say, they maybe thought they couldn't pull off, but it looks as if they're making really good progress with it.
It's just what sort of ballpark fee would they be looking at, Scott? I know it's how long's a piece of string, but if they are to make this deal a permanent one in the summer, how far are they going to have to push the boat out for him?
I mean, I think it would need to be a considerable fee, Jacko, but for everything that we've kind of heard today, or what we're hearing today, it'll be nowhere near the 12 million that Wolfsburg have paid. No, it'll be considerably less than that. So, I mean, in terms of a ballpark, I mean, I would think with that kind of information, I don't know what you talk, maybe 7 or 8 million, try and get them for that kind of fee.
Still a lot of money, isn't it?
Still a big
money. But of course, if you're getting them for the 6 months and you think this guy's going to be, make a significant impact, and you go and win the title, you get direct entry into the Champions League. So suddenly 7-8 million doesn't seem that much. So I think in terms of the loan fee, I mean, I think they've already agreed the loan fee, and again, it's probably not as much as Rangers kind of feared it might be. It looks as if that's kind of been negotiated. I think it's pretty clear now the player is quite keen on the move. So I think it's now just a case if they can get this negotiation done for the permanent deal in the summer, then it's got a good chance of happening.
Do you think Gassama's going to go the other way? Not necessarily Wolfsburg, but do you think that Rangers might offset the sort of money that they might need to find for Scove Olsen? Could they raise it by selling Gassama in this window?
It's interesting. If you'd asked me that a few weeks ago, Jack, I'd have probably said, no chance. I mean, why would you get rid of a guy that's just came in? He's made a decent impression. He's probably tailed off a wee bit, Gassama, compared to the start he made when he came in, scoring a few goals in Europe. But I think Gassama's still only 22. He's working with a guy, Danny Rowe, that obviously had him at Sheffield Wednesday. I think there's still development and improvement in him. So I'd said a few weeks ago, I don't think they would want to get rid of him. But when you see them being linked with so many wingers, he clearly wants wide players in. If there is interest, we're led to believe a few clubs in Europe, Villarreal being one of them, and MLS, which kind of emerged yesterday. If there are clubs kind of keen on Gassama, if Rangers could make a healthy profit on him, I think they signed him for roughly 2.2 million for Sheffield Wednesday. If, for instance, a club came in and they were talking 5 or 6, Danny Rowe might feel, or the club might feel as if that's a pretty good deal for somebody that just got in the summer, especially if the manager feels he can then go and get better players, with more of a maybe more kind of end product, if you like. So
I think Scott Olsen would be an upgrade, Scott. So see, for me, if I'm in charge of that, if I think I can turn a quick coin on Gassama and use some of that money to upgrade the position, I think that's how the business model should work, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely, 100%. And Scott Olsen, he plays in the right, obviously left-footed, loves to cut in him. It feels like that kind of right wing position. Rangers have been struggling to fill that void for a long time, and I know it'd be a loan signing, but if they secure the deal for a permanent in the summer, then as you say, you would feel, again, the proof will be in the pudding. No, you need to see how he does when he comes, but you would feel as if that's a real top class signing for them in that position, which is one they've been looking to fill for, it feels like, for years. And as you say, I think talk about player trading models, and Rangers haven't been that great at it in the past. Maybe this is the kind of start of it. We think of Gassama coming in the circumstances in the summer, as I say, just over 2 million. If you can make a big profit on it, and the manager feels that he can get better in, that's the way, in theory, it should work.
And we mentioned this in last night's show, Keith, but if and when Scott Olsen does become a Rangers player, Wolfsburg will have a space in the squad for a winger, and as Martin O'Neill let slip last week, they were after Maeda in the summer. It could be a double blow for Celtic in the sense that Rangers got a top player in, and they could lose.
I think that might send people over the edge if that happens. That Celtic are prepared. So for that reason alone,